In the next few minutes, I'm going to map out that how three completely different companies work. One will be a food delivery app, then a hospital, and finally a bank. Once we are done with this mapping, you will observe a common pattern amongst all these three companies. Once the mapping is done, along with sharing this common pattern, I will also share some key insights with you. And this will change the way you approach your work. When we join any company, we keep hearing many different tools that is used within the company. But no one tells us that why exactly these tools are used, how do they interact with each other, and what is the main purpose behind using them. But once we understand them, our job and tasks starts making sense. Before we get started, a little disclaimer. This video has been created mainly for educational purpose. So, the implementations that I'm going to show right now might not be exactly the way that they have been implemented. I have made it much more easier so that it is easier to understand for anyone and not just for the ones who are purely technical. So now let's get started. Let us start with Zomato, the famous food delivery app which many of us use on a daily basis. We place food on the app, but after that what happens? Let's have a look at it. So the moment you tap, a recommendation engine is ranking results based on your location, past orders, ratings, delivery time, and time of day. Real time and completely automated with minimal human intervention. Then we have the order management system. You place the order and that hits their OMS or the order management system. This records the order, confirms with the restaurant, generates an order ID, and automatically triggers everything that comes next. This is the system of record where every action is traced back over here. And then comes the API or the integration layer. The restaurant gets notified instantly. But how does this happen? It happens through an API. Basically, a communication highway between the Zomato system as well as the restaurant system. Now, every company uses API layers to connect its different systems. We then have the logistics and dispatch engine. So once the order is placed, simultaneously, a logistics algorithm is assigning your delivery partner. It's looking at distances, the estimated preparation time, the traffic, availability, etc., etc. Then we have the GPS or else the tracking system. The tracking that we see on our screen during the delivery, it is a real-time system writing to a database every few seconds and pushing updates to your app. And that is how we see the moment of the delivery person. And then we have the payment gateway. When we paid while placing an order, a payment gateway verified your UPI, communicated with your bank, confirmed the transaction, and sent a signal back to the OMS. And finally, we have the analytics and rating system. So when you rate the experience after the whole service, that feeds a data and analytics layer. It updates the restaurant's score, it changes what the next person sees, etc., etc. So remember that your 1-star review isn't just a review, it is in fact a live data point. So did you observe that just for one single food order, there were so many systems that were communicating with each other in the backend? Now let's look at a completely different company. Apollo Hospitals, one of the largest and well-known hospital network in our country. Multiple hospitals spread across the country and thousands of patients visiting these hospitals on a daily basis. Let us see that what happens when a patient walks into the hospital. We have the patient portal or the OPD app. So basically when you book an appointment online or through their app, that is basically their patient facing layer. A portal that captures your details, your history, your preferred doctor, etc., etc. Now think of this to be their equivalent of Zomato's consumer application. Next we have the hospital information system or else the HIS. So the moment you register at the hospital, their hospital information system kicks in. This will manage everything from patient registration to bed allocation, billing, discharge, etc., etc. Think of it as the OMS of healthcare. Now, next we have the EMR or the electronic medical records. Now, if your doctor opens your record during the consultation, that is the EMR, your medical record. Now, every diagnosis, every prescription, and every test result, everything is stored, searchable, and accessible to any Apollo doctor anywhere via this one system. Then we have the PACS. So if you get an X-ray or a scan, that image goes into a system called as PACS. picture archiving and communication system. The radiologists read it from a different floor, a different city, or sometimes even a different country. We have the analytics as well as clinical intelligence. Behind all of this is a clinical analytics layer, which is tracking patients' outcomes, flagging risk patterns, helping doctor make decisions faster, etc. And once again, we have the integration layer. All of the systems that we discussed so far, the HIS, the EMR, PACS, billing, etc., etc., they're all connected through the integrations layer. It is the same concept as Zomato's API layer, basically different industry, but the same idea. And finally, we have the banking application, HDFC Bank. Many of us use banking applications on a daily basis. But what exactly happens behind the scenes? Let's have a look at it. We all are very aware of this one particular system, the mobile banking app or else the net banking. So whenever you open the app to check your balance, that exactly is the customer facing layer. Clean interface, real-time data. But that data that you see on the app, it is coming from something much deeper. We have the core banking system. Basically, this is the heart of any bank. It processes every transaction, maintains every account balance, handles every loan, etc. So when you transfer money, the CBS validates it, debits your account, credits theirs, records the transaction, and everything within milliseconds. We have the UPI integration layer. So HDFC handles many millions of transactions every single month, right? Now this volume is processed through an integration layer that connects their CBS to the UPI network. Now we have the fraud detection layer, very important in a banking application. Now every transaction you make is being scored by a fraud detection system in real time. It's looking at your location, your spending pattern, the merchant, the time, etc. And if something looks off, it flags it before even you notice it. And finally, we have the digital factory or the analytics, their entire data and analytics infrastructure. Credit scoring, customer insights, risk management. This is where data becomes the decisions the bank makes about you. We just now saw completely three different companies, right? A food delivery system, a hospital, and a bank. Different companies, different industries, different size, and even different customers at times. But did you observe that there were 4 layers which were common across all the 3 systems? We had the customer facing layer. It is how people interact with the company. The application layer, which is basically the core system doing the actual work. Then we had the data layer where everything is stored, processed, and used to make decisions. And then we had the integration layer, the APIs and connectors, making all of it talk to each other. So what does it mean for you? No matter which company or industry that you're working in, this will remain the same everywhere. The tools, size, scale, etc. might be different, but the core pattern might be the same. Now let's look at the insight that we can derive out of this. Now every system that you saw today exists because someone took out a manual process and said that how can I automate this process? The OMS at Zomato exists because someone used to write down the orders by hand. The EMR at Apollo exists because doctors used to keep paper files. Now, key point is technology did not create all of this work. It just took the existing work and made it faster. Insight 2 is data flows through everything. Now, every system generates data, be it on a click, a order, a transaction, patient record, etc. Companies usually make decisions through this data. Again, something that we discussed even in our previous video. If you understand that how this data is flowing from one system to another and what exactly is it doing, then you're already thinking as a business person and not just a task executor. And this shift from a task executor to someone who thinks from a business perspective is extremely crucial in order for you to grow in your career. And insight number 3, which is very important, is that you need not be a pure technical person to understand all of this which we just discussed. Now, whatever I explained in the past few minutes, it did not require you to be someone who understands code or someone who understands the tech stack of a company, right? It just required you to be curious to understand that what is happening behind the scenes. A marketer who understands how their CRM connects to their analytics dashboard is more valuable than one who doesn't. A HR professional who understands how their HRMS connects to the payroll is much more effective. Now, this is business literacy and anyone can learn it. Now, in case you also want to take away something from this video and try to map out such processes for your company as well, then it can be done in 3 simple steps. Now, whenever you listen to any tool or software name at your company, just list it down. You need not Google that what they are doing, why is it being used in your company, etc., etc. Just list out all the tools and softwares that you have been hearing in your company. Now that you have a list of tools of softwares that you commonly hear in your company, now is the time that you go ahead and either talk to your colleague or Google it, or even better, ask an AI to understand that what exactly is this tool used for. If you want to understand from your company's perspective, then it is better that you go ahead and talk to your colleague and understand that why exactly is this tool being used in this company. This one exercise of Googling as well as talking to your colleague will teach you a lot, and believe me, because this is coming from personal experience. And the final step is pick up any tool like Figma or Draw.io, etc. Place the tools or softwares that you have already listed out onto Draw.io or else Figma. And then as per the information that you have from your colleague, you can start mapping out that which tool or which system is interacting with which system. How is the data flowing from one system to another? What kind of data is flowing from one system to another, and why exactly are these systems connected? And if you're a student who is watching this video, then you can do this exercise even for companies like Zomato or HDFC. You will find tons of videos and resources online so that you can start doing your research and studies from these already available resources. So now that we have understood by taking examples of 3 different companies and systems, we have understood that how does company exactly work. Now, the most important question that we might have next is where exactly do you fit in, right? Now, this once again is not a technology question, it is a career question. So stay tuned because we will be covering about this in our next video. In case you found the video to be helpful, then please do like and share the video. It truly encourages me in order to continue making such helpful videos. And also do subscribe to the channel because these are the 3 metrics through which I know that the videos that I make is being helpful to you all, right? I will see you all very soon in a new video. Until then, take very good care of yourselves. Bye.